This one, guys, as you can see, did not go so well. Apparently his artistic skill was too valuable to sacrifice. Was Michelangelo ungrateful? Michelangelo's intellectual formation and early opportunities would have been profoundly different. When we talk about Michelangelo, we usually focus on the artistic genius, the Sistine vaulting, the David, the Pietà, the unmatched mastery of his works. But his life cannot be truly understood without examining one of the most delicate and decisive threads running through it: his lifelong relationship with the Medici family. It is a question of patronage, gratitude, tension, and ultimately a difficult situation of potential betrayal. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the bell button down below so you get the notification when a new video is up here, and also please like and comment this video because it helps more people to discover my channel. And now come with me as I will be tracing this tumultuous relationship from its origins to its breaking point, all to try and answer just one question: was Michelangelo ungrateful, or was he just a man navigating the harsh realities of his time? You tell me at the end. Michelangelo was born near Arezzo in 1475, but grew up here in Florence, a city shaped in every corner by the Medici influence. So it is no wonder that his life changed as a teenager when his talent caught the attention of Lorenzo de' Medici, Lorenzo il Magnifico, the most powerful and cultivated figure in the Florentine Renaissance. Lorenzo didn't just hire Michelangelo. He welcomed him into the Medici palace, where the young sculptor lived, studied and worked alongside the philosophers, artists, humanists. And there, in that extraordinary atmosphere, he created some of his earliest masterpieces, like the Battle of the Centaurs, for example, that has already revealed the depth and complexity of his artistic language. At the age of only 16, it is difficult to overstate how decisive that environment was. Without Lorenzo's support, Michelangelo's intellectual formation and early opportunities would have been profoundly different. But then Lorenzo died in 1492, and everything changed. Florence entered a phase of political turbulence, and a certain Dominican friar, Girolamo Savonarola, convinced the people that the Medici were symbols of corruption. I told you his controversial story in my other video, for which I will leave you a link up here if you want to understand better what was happening in Florence back then, and trust me, the situation was far from optimal for Michelangelo or any other artists. The Medici were expelled from the city, and sensing danger, Michelangelo left Florence as well, not to join them, of course. Most likely he didn't even maintain the correspondence with the family during the exile. No, he traveled to Venice first and then to Bologna, where the atmosphere was way more welcoming for the artists. After Savonarola's rule fell and the Republic was restored, Michelangelo briefly returned to Florence, but what a comeback it was! The Republic needed symbols, strong, heroic, political, and the city commissioned him to carve a giant statue from an abandoned block of marble. The result? David, a symbol of Republican freedom, standing in front of Palazzo Vecchio, glaring towards Rome. But don't be fooled, guys, this one you see here today is a copy, just like the one up in Piazzale Michelangelo. The original is conserved in the Accademia Gallery. Guys, if you enjoy this new format, if you enjoy these history walks, Please don't forget to like this video, because the more you like my videos, the more people can discover my channel, and this is helping a lot, especially when you comment as well. And also, if you want to support my work, make sure to hit the thanks button down below, or you can also buy me a virtual cup of coffee through the link in the description box. Thank you so much to everyone who's already donated to my channel, and yeah, thank you so much for everyone who's considering a donation. Michelangelo then spent a couple of years going back and forth between Florence and Rome, where in 1513 the second son of Lorenzo il Magnifico became Pope Leo X. And the two seemed to maintain a good relationship, since the newly elected Pope kept commissioning more work from Michelangelo both in Rome and back in Florence. One of Michelangelo's longest running projects actually took place in and around Basilica di San Lorenzo here, when Pope Leo commissioned him to restore the basilica's facade. And this one, guys, as you can see, did not go so well, because still to this day it remains without the facade, even after years that Michelangelo spent working on different drawings and projects to rebuild the basilica, basically. And then later, when another Medici became the Pope, that time it was Lorenzo's nephew, who was known as Clement VII, he kept commissioning more work from Michelangelo. The things actually seemed to go pretty smoothly so far. It didn't last long though. In 1527, inspired by the sack of Rome, Florence decided to expel the Medici once again and reinstall the Republic. And Michelangelo didn't remain neutral. He accepted the strategic political position of governor of the fortifications, designing the defensive walls to protect the city from the returning Medici in the army of Pope Clement VII. It was an extraordinary position for an artist, and a dangerous one. Michelangelo openly opposed the family that has once given him everything. And when the Medici forces eventually retook the city, his fate was sealed. Pope Clement VII condemned him to death. Michelangelo went into hiding, literally. He was hiding in a small room underneath the Medici chapels here, and the charcoal drawings on the walls of its room still testify to those weeks of fear and uncertainty. After months hidden, though, Michelangelo was eventually pardoned. Apparently, his artistic skill was too valuable to sacrifice. Pope Clement even reinstated the allowance that he had previously granted the artist and renewed the contracts with him so that Michelangelo could complete his work on the Medici family tomb here in Florence and his work in the Sistine Chapel in Rome. One might assume, though, that the relationship has been irrevocably changed anyway. The story of Michelangelo and the Medici is not a simple tale of loyalty or betrayal. It reflects the complexities of Renaissance politics, where survival often demanded impossible choices. Because on one hand, the Medici were his early protectors and benefactors. They offered him education, opportunities, connections, something that he could have never had otherwise. On the other hand, Michelangelo's loyalty to Florence, to its republic, its liberties, its freedom was equally as profound. His choices were shaped by the violent political climate of his time, where aligning with the wrong side could often mean exile or even death. Rather than a betrayal, perhaps his life reflected more the tension between gratitude, loyalty, and principle and civil duty on the other hand. So I'll leave you with the question: Was Michelangelo truly ungrateful to the Medici? Or was he simply navigating a political landscape where no choice could ever be entirely safe or entirely noble? Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.